Let's do business now. I am Beverly Broohm. Prices of some goods and services have witnessed some marginal increase on the market. This was after some businesses started applying the 2.5% VAT increase to their customers. Here's more.
If this is what we want to end up with, a tax on tax, then there was no need.
This follows the 2.5% increase in the VAT rate, bringing the actual rate for the tax to 15%. Some have argued that if you add the National Health Insurance Levy and the Get Fund Levy, the total rate payment for consumers may be way higher than what has been communicated. Some firms like DSTV Ghana in a text has told consumers that from January 1, 2023, after the assent of the recent VAT amendment bill, the DSTV premium package price has been increased to 440 Ghana cedis. In the coming days, some other service providers would also be announcing an increase in prices of their goods and services in line with the revision to the VAT amendment bill or the VAT law.
Reacting to this development, former Finance Minister Setekwe believes raising taxes inadvertently will encourage tax evasion and make the work of the Ghana Revenue Authority tough.
If this is what we want to end up with, a tax on tax, then there was no need for us to reintroduce the tax after Kumipreku. The only reason VAT replaced the old sales and service taxes were twofold: to have a uniform, consumption tax system, and then secondly, to alleviate the VAT which businesses pay on inputs so that they don't pass it on to consumers. And this is what has prevailed until now. So yes, we may need, revenue. Yes, we are in a tight situation, but in the end, you are making the tax inefficient. You are raising taxes inadvertently, so as long as they are moving in, and you end up making the work of GRA very tough, because businesses would begin to practice what we now call, everybody knows to be tax evasion. I can show that since this move was made, the tax hasn't brought in as much revenue.
Away from that, some leading oil marketing companies have begun reducing prices of some petroleum products at the pumps. Now, market leader Goel has announced more than 8% reduction in fuel prices. It has also slashed the price of diesel by 1 cedis 50 pesos to now sell at 14 cedis 60 pesos per litre. On the other hand, petrol is going for 12 cedis 40 pesos per litre, representing a decline of 1 cedi. Here is the Executive Secretary of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, COPEC, Duncan Amoah.
We would have expected that they will go down a little further by some 40, 50 pesos to reflect the city's performance or strong showing towards the end of last year and where it is currently. Unfortunately, we can't say that we have seen the sort of reduction that we expected. But then again, the public expectation was also overly hyped or hiked to expect something around 9 or under 10 cedis. That we can put on record is unlikely to happen. But anything around 10, 11, 12 Ghana cedi for us is probable. And we expected that prices would have declined to that level.
Now, here however warns of a possible increase in petroleum prices if government does not address the loophole in the Gold for Oil initiative.
What is the government's strategy to ensuring that 100,000 barrel per day refinery comes to contribute to fuel security and then also affordable prices at the pump for everybody? We have not heard much as far as the policy bit is concerned. Unfortunately, it looks as though our only focus now is on the Gold for Oil program, and we thinking that that probably will solve all the problems. We would call for caution and say that we should broaden, our alternatives so that the year 2023, if you read the forecast out there, China, what OPEC is asking to do, cutting numbers, what the Russia-Ukraine situation could further add to our oil prices, we need to have a strategy to cope with these things. If we sit and get caught ball watching, what happened in 2022 when diesel ended up 24 Ghana cedi and beyond, I'm sure in no time would repeat itself. So we need a much more coherent strategy to deal with 2023 altogether.
Moving on, industry leaders are in continuous talks with the government to ensure customers' deposits are protected in the ongoing debt exchange program. That's according to Group Head Operations at Carl Bank, Jojo Hammond. He also revealed though government's regulatory directives in 2022 impacted banks' operations, Carl Bank managed to stay resolute with digital innovations.
The Carol service brought together Carl Bank employees in all the Shanti regional operational areas. Among other activities, employees sang praises for a good year despite the difficult economic situation. 2022 saw the regulator inject some stringent directives that hit hard the financial sector. A group head operations at Carl Bank PLC, Jojo Hammond, had this to say.
During the course of the year, the central bank increased the primary reserve, which primary reserve from 10 to 14 now has been reduced a bit. It's impacted on the ability of the banks to use our deposit that were mobilized to do business, because when the primary reserve increases, it means that that portion must be placed with the central bank to protect depositors, and so you do not have the leverage to use that. So obviously it will impact on our ability to do more business, but because we have put in place measures to do well, we've managed to surmount these challenges arising from the regulatory directives.
That's all for business. I am Beverly Broohm. Next, the sports.